Meta is changing every single month when new heroes are coming to the town, and in order for us to get a lot of merits, we have to know which are the best hero pairs, best artifacts, and best warpeds for every single troop type, right? As always, KVK is in 1 week, and we are going to speak about best meta hero pairs for every single troop type, right? Let's not waste too much time and let's get to the heroes and hero pairs which are going to get you at least 12 million merits, which is basically the minimum whenever you are starting the new KVK, right? So first troop type which we are going to speak today is Cavalry, right? For Cavalry, in Season 1 and Season 2, it was hard to understand what's the meta, but lately meta is basically played around Urag, right? Urag is meta hero, and Urag's hero pairs have been changing on a monthly basis, right? Right now, the best one hero pair, meta hero pair for the Cavalry players is Neya as a primary and Urag as a secondary. And let me explain you why, right? Both of the heroes are having HP bypass, which we have to mention, right? HP bypass 10%, additional HP bypass 20%. For Urag, we have HP bypass 10%. So basically, this is full damage dealing cavalry hero pair by the help of the camouflage, right? Camouflage legions are harder for non-friendly lords to detect. This statue is automatically removed upon entering battle. So basically, you are moving around the battlefield hidden. It's hard for your enemies to notice you, and you are basically destroying mages and archers, right? With the help of the camouflage, with the help of the HP bypasses, which these two heroes are having at the same time, plus, we're gonna check 1.6k skill damage factor, extra rage. For Urag, 1.6k skill damage factor with 300 splash damage. Basically, if you want to go for a full damage dealing hero pair for cavalry players, you won't gonna find something better than Neya and Urag, right? Both of them are full damage dealers with the extra rage, especially from Neya, and of course full damage from the Urag. You might ask what would be the preferable artifact for the Neya and Urag hero pair, right? Of course, it won't gonna be surprised if I will say that a perfect artifact for this hero pair is Lunaris, right? Because of the camouflage feature. Lunaris is assault artifact, cavalry unit attack, legion attack, but what's the most important about Lunaris is rampage, damage dealt 7%, damage taken minus 5%, but additional effects. Legion gains haste while camouflaged and gains synergy when the camouflage statue is removed. Haste is march speed 20%, and we know how important march speed it is for cavalry players. And synergy, hero skill damage plus 10% for 15 seconds. 15 seconds is a too much time. So basically, Lunaris, Neya, and Urag, and for the warped, we have one warped which will be perfect for this hero pair, and that warped will be, let me check, Auric Warhound, right? Auric Warhound will be the warped which will be the best one for this hero pair. Also, it's best one for dealing damage, and also it will be best one for rallying, right? We all know right now meta rally warped in Call of Dragons is actually Auric Warhound. So we basically have one full perfect hero pair for cavalry, Neya as a primary or Urag as a primary. Basically Neya, Urag together. Urag, if you're gonna run Urag, it will be a skill talent tree. If you're gonna run for the Neya, I guess it will be cavalry and mobility. For the artifact, it will be Lunaris, and for the warped, it will be Auric Warhound. Hopefully you guys will check out this hero pair and tell me how much merits you guys are getting from Neya and Urag. So yeah, that's for the cavalry. Number one meta hero pair is Neya and Urag. We can easily go and check out regarding mages, right? And for the mages, We always had troubles because Mage's best hero for a while was Lilia, and Lilia is a basic hero, right? Lilia is a G0 hero, and it was pretty unfortunate that after almost 3 years of Call of Dragons gameplay, and we still had Lilia as a best mage. But everything changed when Yun Ming came out, right? Yun Ming is the best mage hero. If we are comparing with anything in the game, Yun Ming will deal more damage than anything else, right? The main idea of Yun Ming is that we are not spending a rage. We are basically normal attacking our enemies, and we are not waiting for range to get full and then use skill. We are basically trying our best to stay alive as much as possible, and Yun Ming will do its job, right? Of course, Yun Ming will be the primary hero, and as a secondary you have a couple of choices, but Yun Ming will stay there forever, right? One of the most basic ones is of course Yun Ming and Gromara. That's actually more damage because Gromara's skill damage factor is 1.8k with the 10% hero skill damage bonus increase, which is really valuable, right? But Gromara is also a garrison hero. Basically, the best mage hero currently in the game is Yun Ming, and as a secondary, you are flexible. You can choose whatever you want. One of the most basic ones are Gromara. You can even run Yun Ming with Thea. It will do its job, especially with Celestials, and I have seen Yun Ming and Thea doing really well. Also, you can run Yun Ming with Welin, you can run Yun Ming with Thunderlin. Basically, almost every single hero which is in the game can be run with Yun Ming, right? But since we are speaking about the best ones, I will go easily for a most safe choice, which is Yun Ming and Gromara, right? There is one trick which I want to tell you. Yun Ming doesn't have a rage, so if you are going to choose talent trees with the rage accumulation, it won't gonna be effective, right? That's why my advice would be to go for a more defensive talent, so as long as you're gonna be alive on the battlefield, more damage and more merits you are going to get. For the Warped, for the artifact, at first, it's pretty simple which artifact will be the best one. Of course, Dragon's Fate. The best artifact for mages currently in the game, because you can deal huge amount of damage to 5 enemy legions and in a circle, and circle is pretty big, right? Plus, additional effect when launching a normal attack, you have a 50% chance to deal extra magic damage the next time it deals hero skill damage, right? So, perfect artifact for Yun Ming, primary artifact and exclusive artifact, right? But whenever we are speaking about the war pets, for mages we have a couple of choices, right? The most basic one is Sapphire Frederick, but it won't gonna be the best one. The best war pet for Yun Ming is of course Flaming Manticore. This war pet is basically full damage dealer, especially to nearby enemies, especially to infantry players who likes to be standing together in a small circle, right? You're gonna deal damage to 3 enemy legions, and that's enough, right? We all know why Sapphire Frederick was amazing, because you were able to deal damage to 3 nearby enemy legions. So, you are getting it from the Flaming Manticore also. So, for the mages, meta hero pair is Yun Ming, Gromara, Artifact Dragon Fate, and Warped Flaming Manticore, right? So, yeah, finally, mages got what they deserved. Let's go and let's speak about infantry, right? And infantry have been one of the most popular hero pair in the game in Season 2 and Season 3. In Season 2, because Goreshen's Kogul was OP. In Season 3, because Kuma and Lake 1 is OP. For infantry, you can actually have 2 OP hero pairs, and which I have just mentioned, right? But if we are speaking about the best hero pair for infantry, meta hero pair for infantry, of course we're gonna speak about Kuma and Lake 1, right? This hero pair is the most tanky hero pair, most damage dealing hero pair, and what else you want from infantry, right? You want infantry to be tanky and infantry to deal counter-attack damage and some damage also, right? Because you are getting merit slowly from the infantry. Of course, Kuma and Lake 1 will be your primary open field meta hero pair for infantry. Kuma Lake 1 will be your rally and garrison primary hero pair, and for the behemoth tanking, this will be the hero pair which is going to give you most value if you are looking for investment in terms of infantry hero pairs, right? Kuma is actually a kind of new style infantry hero because the main idea is to drain life from your opponents, and that's how you are getting tanky. Basically, you need to be attacking somebody on a melee range, and you're gonna be more and more tanky as long as fight continues, because you're gonna have a lot of healings, a lot of life drain, and of course HP buffs, right? If you're gonna be going for open field hero pair with Kuma Lake 1, I would say go for Kuma as a primary and Lake 1 as a secondary. If you are running rally, I would put Lake 1 as a primary and Kuma as secondary, because Lake 1 is a rally hero. But if Lake 1 is rally hero, it doesn't really mean that it's bad in open field. For the artifacts for this hero pair, there is a one choice which is really obvious. Which choice it will be? That's Serpent's Edge, right? Infantry unit attack and Legion defense, some defensive stats. The most important is, of course, the skill. For 15 seconds, you're gonna get 30% HP and gonna deal damage to 3 nearby legions every 3 seconds and reducing their march speed, right? I have been saying that the HP bonuses are the best bonuses in Call of Dragons. You're gonna get 30%, which is too much. You're gonna deal damage to 3 nearby enemies, and you're gonna slow them also. What else you need? And additional effect, when gaining an HP buff via hero skill, the Legion gains 1% attack and defense for 10 seconds, maximum 5 stacks, right? So, come on. 5% attack, 5% defense for 10 seconds. That's a lot of stats from the artifact, right? And of course, we don't gonna miss out in terms of war pets. The best war pet for Kuma and Lake 1 is of course Mosrock, right? And why Mosrock? Still, we are getting same things as we were getting from the artifact, right? Gains HP bonus, deals physical damage twice to enemy legion that deals damage to them. Basically, same style, but we're gonna get way less HP bonus and we're gonna deal damage to our opponents. This is the perfect war pet for the Kuma and Lake 1, and hopefully you guys are going to build this hero pair because it will be useful. So, meta infantry hero pair, Kuma Lake 1 with Serpent's Edge and Mosrock will be the war pet, right? And finally, infantry section is done. Let's go and let's check my favorite archer hero pair, archer heroes, because as an archer main I have way more expertise than anything else. And here you might have a surprise, right? For a long time, Magrat and Zaida was the #1 choice for archer players to get merits as a meta hero pair, and finally, developers of the game gave us the hero pairs such as Ruby and Kylan, and this hero pair will be the meta hero pair for archers. This will be the best archer hero pair in the game, right? It doesn't really mean that Magrat and Zaida is bad or they are worse. No, they are great. It's just Ruby and Kylan is better, right? So finally, archers are going to have 2 hero pairs which are going to be great and which are going to get you 100+ merits in open field PvP. So let's speak about Ruby and Kylan, right? The main idea of this hero pair is that you are going to deal a huge amount of damage and you're gonna deal damage to multiple targets, right? 3 enemy legions dealing damage from here, extra normal attack damage from the Force skill, extra normal attack damage from the Awakening skill, extra normal attack damage from the Kylan's Force skill. So basically you are like a bazooka, right? You are throwing arrows and hitting everybody, especially during war. That's a huge AoE damage which will get you lot of merits, right? Also, we have to mention, in order to fully understand how much damage you're gonna deal, you have to awaken Ruby, that's minimum, right? And of course, in the end, you have to awaken Kylan also. So, which are the perfect artifacts for Ruby? Of course, Roaring Rager, one of the most unique artifacts in the game. I would advise you to get it because you're gonna reduce the cooldown of the artifact, and basically you will be able to use Roaring Rager's skill twice and all the artifact skills once. That's how often you are going to reduce the cooldown of Roaring Rager. Not only the skill damage factor is really high for this artifact, 4.8k and dealing damage to 3 nearby legions in a circle. Also, you are getting some attack bonus, 10%. Physical attack bonuses for 10% is pretty nice from the artifact. Also, for the Warped, without Warped, this hero won't gonna give you full potential, right? Wind Wizard will be the perfect Warped for this hero pair. Inflicts Bladestorm upon target legion, dealing physical attack every second. Enemy legion within Bladestorm area effect loses 20% march speed, which is great. And plus, what's the most important, when the legion commander casts a race skill, Bladestorm's duration increases by 1 second for every 10 normal attack the legion launches. And we know that Ruby and Kylan launches a lot of extra normal attack. So, the meta archer hero pair is finally changed. Ruby and Kylan with a Roaring Rager and Wind Whistle will be the target for all the archer players. Of course, I'm trying to awaken Ruby. I will try my best to somehow unlock Kylan, and meanwhile I'm running Ruby and Freygar, right? So yeah, actually meta is changing and meta got changed. So hopefully you guys are checking out the heroes which are in the meta right now and will tell me how well they are going to be performing with you, right? As always, if you like the video, press like, subscribe, share. It always gives me more and more motivation to make more content for this game. I wish everybody amazing morning, day and night. We are going to see each other really soon. Bye bye and luck.